But we begin tonight with a national emergency declared at our southern border.
24 hours into Donald Trump's second presidency, and he's already following through on his campaign promise to crack down on the flow of migrants crossing over the border.
One of the first orders includes deploying U.S. troops to the border. Fox 10's Kenzie Beach is there. She joins us live from Nogales. What have you seen there today?
Yeah, well, John, Christina, the Nogales port of entry is right behind me. In terms of changes we've seen today, that executive order has a lot of things in it, a lot of things to break down, which we'll get to. But no U.S. troops here yet today. You're seeing that line behind me, people looking to make their way from Arizona into Mexico. That hill right behind me, that is Mexico. You can see along that border wall going from east to west. But no U.S. troops deployed here, no changes on the Arizona side. As for the other side of the border, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection One app was completely shut down yesterday, limiting people's access into Arizona. We spoke with the Nogales mayor. He fears this executive order could have very large implications for residents here in Nogales. Trump's executive order plans to end birthright citizenship and catch and release, reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy, designate cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and end the CBP One app. Cochise County Sheriff Mark Daniels says the executive order frees up funding, which means more manpower for border towns and local law enforcement.
It makes it manageable. It adds resources, technology, personnel, infrastructure, all the things we need to do to secure the border, to secure our country, but also brings engagement back to these communities.
Residents in Arizona border town Nogales fear the new order could do more damage than good.
People come and go, they spend thousands and thousands of dollars here, and he forgets that. The same way we go over and we spend our money over there. We need each other, and there isn't any animosity here between the border.
Open up at least a few more parts of the border for us just to get to where we have to go, because I have to drop off my kids at 6 o'clock in the morning just so they could cross to come to school.
Daniel says Arizona leads the nation in the amount of fentanyl seized at our border.
About 52% plus of all the fentanyl seized in Arizona, primarily on your four border counties here. Again, we have to recognize the evil that the cartels are pushing into our country, the poison.
On the other hand, Nogales Mayor Jorge Maldonado questions where migrants will be detained before being deported and fears it could fall on small cities like Nogales.
And what's going to happen if Mexico does not receive all types of migrants, or meaning all nationalities, not just people from Mexico? Don't want them to just throw me all citizens or all nationalities to our city.
So border towns are in a little bit of a limbo right now. When we spoke with the Nogales mayor, Mayor Maldonado, he was actually on his way to a very big meeting. He could not give us much information about that, but it was a lot of local law enforcement, Border Patrol, U.S. Customs and Border Protection was going to be there, as well as sheriffs and mayors of the bordering counties here between Arizona and Mexico. He said the priority of that meeting was making sure that they were just all on the same page, but he says they have not heard anything from the state or federal level yet in terms of changes at the border, but they expect them to be coming, so they just all want to be on the same page. Live in Nogales, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
Kenzie, thank you. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays plans to sue President Trump over his efforts to end birthright citizenship. She joins dozens of other states in arguing that neither the president nor Congress have the power to revise the 14th Amendment, which automatically recognizes U.S.-born children of immigrants as citizens. There's a lot of thought for those close to Donald Trump that he wants this issue to go to the Supreme Court so they can revisit this and what the 14th Amendment says or doesn't say. Now, the president has signed his executive order yesterday, but Mays believes he's overstepping his authority.
As I said after the election, I will not allow Donald Trump to shred the United States Constitution. This executive order has nothing to do with national security or protecting American jobs.
Trump's order is supposed to take effect in 30 days.
Well, the race for governor in Arizona is officially underway now. Republican Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs filing a formal statement of interest today for the 2026 gubernatorial race. It's typically the first step for any potential candidate in the race, allowing them to explain why they want to run. Biggs would still have to gather enough signatures to get on the ballot. He served in state government for 14 years before being elected to Congress in 2017.
Well, in the early morning hours, you certainly notice it. You wake up and it is really cold out there. We have finally gotten the cold temperatures in the valley, and now a freeze warning is in effect tonight in Phoenix.
Fox 10's Lauren Clark joins us live with what this means for the citrus industry and your plants.
Hey there, guys. Well, every Arizona school child knows one of the 5 C's of the Arizona economy is citrus. And I did speak to an orchard today who say that they're going to be flood irrigating their entire area just to protect their trees overnight. You can also see throughout the neighborhoods of Phoenix, sites like this one, blankets over these citrus trees trying to keep them warm overnight.
Just this temperature that brings this out. You see these little spots of leaves that die like that?
At Greenfield Citrus Nursery in Mesa.
This time of year when you have a 35 to 40 degree fluctuation between day and night, and you'll see, and some of the fruit will fall.
Owner John Babiars walks through his 30-acre property. Beside the 30 peacocks who live nearby, he combs through all his citrus trees ahead of another evening freeze.
The smaller they are, the more chance they are to freeze. So if it was going to be like 4, 5, 6 hours below freezing, this bay would be underwater already.
As the Phoenix Valley will be under a freeze warning through Wednesday morning, he suggests a few steps for plant owners, including watering them before evening.
All night, and extra water won't hurt them, and it'll keep it warmer. If you have lemons or lime trees, which are more susceptible to freezing, rather than grapefruit or oranges, then I suggest you cover those with a sheet or 2.
Bed sheets work, towels work, anything that can go over the top. The only thing you can't use is plastic.
Matthew Whitfill with Whitfill Nursery off 7th Avenue in Glendale are already prepared. They have all the plants covered.
Only really aiming to kind of cover it like you would a tablecloth on a table. Like, you're not trying to like wrap them or bundle them. It's literally just as easy as setting something right over the top.
And a big wind turbine keeps the frost from settling on the plants. Even the cacti have their winter hats to keep their heads from being too cold too. He says just a few steps tonight might save some greenery from freezing over.
It's not going to be that cold. We've definitely had worse years in the past, but even then, it's not fun to wake up in the morning and walk out there and see a bunch of corpses in the yard.
So top 5 most popular desert plants that are most susceptible to the cold include bougainvillea, lantana, elephant food succulent, and lemon and lime trees. We also have more details and information about how to keep your plants warm during this type of season on our website. That's fox10phoenix.com. Reporting live here in Phoenix, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.